Hi everyone! Welcome back to this channel of crafting, crochet and knitting. My name is Nikki and welcome to my little yarniverse. So hello! Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. You are all very welcome here. As always, let me know how you're doing, what you're making, be that knitting, crochet, sewing, some other craft. Let me know all about it in the comment section down below. I am doing okay. Things have been busy. So I'm definitely still keeping the videos on my channel to an as and when I have something worth recording. But I actually do have a couple of things lined up. It's just when I get time to actually sit down and record. I've got some progress to show you. I've got some yarn acquisitions to show you. And I've also got some decisions I need you to help me make. So this video is probably just going to be some of my progress and a little bit of helping me make some decisions, and yeah, look forward to other videos with my yarn acquisitions and other things in the future. So let's jump into what I've been up to at the moment. Apologies for the change of location. If you're new, you won't realise that I normally record on a sofa setup downstairs with much better lighting, but I needed an R&R day, so we are nice and comfy on our quilt right now. Which is probably, you know, pretty apt really, because I have a blanket to show you. So I'm working on the corner to corner solar system blanket. I always forget the designer's name. I'm so sorry. I will put the designer's name in the description. But I'm using their design as a base pattern and very much tweaking it and making up some of my own for this blanket. So my total blanket is going to be 6 squares by 6 squares, and each square is sort of this big, corner to corner. And I find when I'm making a big project like a blanket, I have to break it down. And you could say, okay, well, you know, breaking it down into the squares, that makes sense, right? But if you made all of those squares and then at the end you had to go through them all and weave in the ends and sew it all together, you're going to get bored pretty quickly because the crafty part's over and done with. So I actually have been weaving in a lot of my ends and sewing panels together as I go, which means I now have 9 2x2 panels like this. So these are some of the earlier ones that I worked on, so you might have seen these before. This is Rosetta and Philae. This is the Comet Hunter Satellite. I made that panel myself. And then we have Comets and Asteroids in this panel too. How to do that way. This is me like laying them out in the background so that I don't just make a mess. We have here Jupiter and Mercury. So I textured Mercury differently to the base pattern, and then there is Jupiter. So I really like how that one came out. And then here we have one that's a little bit more simple. This is a Comet and Uranus. So those are all ones you've probably seen before. So let's move on to the others. So you might have seen some of these squares before, but you won't have seen them all panelled together. And I actually can't remember what I've shown you now. So we have Neptune and Venus. So Neptune is one that I tweaked the pattern for. We have, and I honestly can't remember if I show you this or not, but we have the Sun. So this is the centerpiece, and it's actually all one big corner to corner square. It's not 4 squares sewn together. It's incredibly bright. It is definitely going to catch your eye. And then this one is relatively new. This is Earth, Asteroids. Let me just show you Earth a bit closer up there. I'm trying to get the light. There we go. Is that better? So I actually detailed Earth myself. And then we've got Shuttle, which I changed the colours of just so that it was a little bit more like the space shuttles from the NASA program. So that's those, and then just more asteroids in the corner, and then this pile. So again, I made Voyager in the corner there myself. We have comets and asteroids. Then we have Mars and Pluto, which I made myself. with some more asteroids. Try and make sure that I lay them out right. And then this one here. So this is the most recent one. This is Saturn. So this has actually been changed. I originally made this, but this particular panel has affectionately become known as the hot dog bun. So it just does not look right. When you put it next to all the other stuff that I've been detailing, this looks pretty pathetic to me. So it probably works really well with the less textured original pattern, but I don't know if it's the colours I've picked or if it's just because I did lots of detailing to the other patterns. This didn't look right next to it all. It just looked like a hot dog bun. So I had to go over and make a much more detailed version of it so that it just looks better when it's next to Jupiter the way I've done it, and Neptune the way I've done it, and all these other details. So yeah, it's maybe a little bit too detailed now, but I definitely prefer it the way it is. So yes, it just, I mean, yeah, like, come on. I've done this Mars detail and this Pluto detail, and it just didn't look right otherwise. So definitely happy with how it's turned out this way. And that's the most recent one that I have been working on. So that is 9 squares that need to be sewn together, but they probably need some blocking first because I was a little bit naughty. I'm always naughty. I never block my work. I really need to start because particularly with that one, the colour changes meant that my tension was sometimes tighter and sometimes looser in different squares, and as such some of the squares did come out slightly bigger or smaller than the others, and it needs blocking basically. So I've already sewn these bits together. I can't really avoid that, but I'm probably going to get them all blocked before I continue with that one, just because, yeah, it will make it easier. And then after it's joined together, I'm going to have to add a border. I've never added a border to corner crochet before, so I've got no idea what to try. If you have, please let me know in the comments, because I don't know where to begin really. I don't know what's going to look nice around that blanket. So open to ideas. Anyway, that's enough of the blanket. I've sort of been blabbering on about that one. Before I go, I'm going to need your help with a project that I want to make. So I have this particular bag of sock yarn. These are socks that have been waiting to be made for a good long while now, and I am actually at the point where I would like to start a short project. Wow. I'd like to start a short project just to try and get a bit of a dopamine hit really. I just feel like I haven't made a lot of progress with my crafting over the last few months. There have been reasons, but I still want to enjoy crafting, and so I would like to get a project done and get a little bit of a dopamine hit, and I figure socks would be good for that. But I have so much yarn for sock making that I don't know which one to break into first. So we have got, for you to decide, this emerald colour. It's probably not turning up on the camera quite right, but it is sort of a mix of different emeraldy greens. I did have a top that matched this really well, and then I grew out of that top, so I can potentially make that top bigger, or I can go and find something new that matches, but this is why I originally bought this yarn. And I don't have any particular pattern in mind for this. It is variegated, so maybe something that's simple, maybe something with a little bit of texture but not too much. But I have 100 grams in total, so I've got plenty of it. So yeah, that can be a project potentially. So that's the emerald. This one here is West Yorkshire Spinners. Oh, sorry, that's Drops Fable. So that's Drops. This is West Yorkshire Spinners, and it's part of their signature sparkle. And I got this with a free pattern that I probably would like to do, and it is different shades of navy, a little bit of lighter blue, and of course it's twinkling away there. So if you think about this one, it is a slightly lacy, slightly textured pattern that came with this. So that is an option. We have got I mean, technically we've got this yarn, but I kind of don't want to do this one, if my opinion matters. This is a mix of West Yorkshire Spinners Holly Berry leftovers, some drops Nord green, and some drops Fable in red to match. I made, me and my husband, some Christmas socks out of this, and there's probably enough there to make a children's pair. I kind of want to make a pair of socks for myself though, so you know, it's an option, but maybe not. Might have to take that into consideration if people end up voting for it. We've got this one, which is Opal. It is Shafpata, I think. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced that. I clearly haven't done my German in a while. But it is a lovely German yarn, and it's the colourway Sport. It has a picture of how that one works up. So it is self-striping. I don't have any particular pattern in mind for this one either, but bearing in mind that it is self-striping, it's probably not going to be anything too detailed, but there's 100 grams in there. We have got this pair. This is more Drops Fable, and it's in this sort of winey, clarety colour. This one's a little bit pinker, and this one's a little bit more burgundy. They go really well together, and I was originally going to stripe these, but I'm feeling adventurous, and I think I would want to colourwork this particular selection. So it's 50 grams of each. I don't have a pattern, but I know that I want to colourwork with these. So colourwork Claret selection, and then I've got two more, but I've only got one 50 gram ball of each of these, so they're more Drops Fable. We have a sort of chocolatey neutrals colour there, and a grey neutrals colour there. The colourway is not working out very well on camera. This is kind of like a bluey grey, and I think this light is affecting it. And then this is like chocolatey, different chocolatey coloured. I only got 50 grams of each of these, and so I don't have a particular pattern in mind, but I do know that I want to do a toe up pattern with these. So that way I can split them off into 50 gram balls each, and then I can work the foot first and then just add the length as required. And if I run out, then it doesn't matter because I've already got the rest of the foot. And I'm going to do that based off of Nitty Natty. She has a video for toe up, so that's what I'm going to follow with either of these. So, choices, I will write them in the description so you don't have to remember them, but please leave me a comment voting on your favourite. We have chocolate toe up, grey neutral toe up, navy sparkly sort of lacy textured design, blue purpley, it's called Sport, opal yarn in pattern to be determined, wine colourway in colourwork, emerald variegated pattern to be determined, and holly berry collection as a children's sock. Those are your options. So yes, leave me a comment, help me decide what I should do next. I really would like to make socks again. I haven't made a pair of socks in a while now. I think the last pair that I made was using up some scraps of the West Yorkshire Spinners Bullfinch, and some red, so it's like a red and a blacky grey and a white combination. Made those socks, do quite like them, but haven't made any since then. It was months ago now, so help me out here, help me pick a sock design to work with. Any of the ones where I haven't got a particular pattern in mind, feel free to send me suggestions for that as well. I might not pick that, but I'm open to suggestions. I only have those vague ideas of what I want to do, like colour work here and toe up here. I don't have particular things in mind except for this one where I've got a pattern. So yeah, let me know, basically, help me out here, give me some inspiration. I love the fact that in the yarn community there's just so much inspiration out there. So I'm gonna stop rambling on because I've clearly rambled on too much this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, everyone.